Today we have a Wilson A2000 DP15. It's 11.5 inches. This glove actually came from Bennett. He's 5'6", 15 years old. He plays second base and third. And he's from Massachusetts. Biggest takeaway from all that is that he's 5'6". He definitely has a smaller hand than me, and I can tell just by putting my hand in the glove. And this glove's actually in pretty good condition. It looks like he's taking care of it pretty well. Obviously, he sent it wrapped up with a ball in it. He has the glove locks on here. He's wearing this thing 2 in the pinky with his finger out. And then you can quickly notice that the glove is collapsing a little bit. With the DP15s, they have a thinner palm and a thinner heel, so that's kind of expected. You could definitely prevent it a little bit. So he wrapped the glove with a ball in it. If you also put a ball down here and then wrapped it, it'll keep this heel open, whereas before, those bands are just pushing this all shut. But that's not the point. Today, we are cleaning and then conditioning this glove. That's actually gonna be really easy. Normally, I would relace a glove when you wanna clean it. Today, we're not gonna. We're gonna be doing this consistently. The plan is that you guys send in your gloves and I clean them, I condition them and relace them, whatever it is, you kind of let me know. By far, the best way to actually get your glove on a video is to DM me through Instagram, so do that. Let's take a quick look at a ball in the pocket. The pocket itself is a little bit high. The glove itself is more like being pinched down here, kind of like I explained before. So yes, the wristband itself is definitely closing it a little bit down there, but also I think he has smaller hands, which means that this is all closing while this kind of up here isn't. Just when you have smaller hands, it's kind of inevitable. It just happens. But let's actually look at the tools for today. I have Sarna products like conditioner. We also have a new Sarna glove cleaner. This actually doesn't exist yet. Maybe it will for you guys soon. This is like a horsehair brush for the actual cleaning of the glove. I'm gonna be filling these with water. White is gonna be clean, red is gonna be dirty. Having a rag is pretty key. We're gonna be using this glove cleaner to actually scrub and rub it up. And then you're gonna be using the rag to wipe off all that like extra bubbles and whatnot. You'll be able to see it's gonna be pretty dirty. Last but not least, we have this sponge. This comes in handy when we're actually conditioning the glove at the end. Using a sponge makes it very clean, very smooth, and very even. Let me show you an example here. Can you tell that there's like one line, one crease right here? Here's a 1786, very similar in shape. 2 in the pinky, finger out. I close it, rather than being like a line that comes down, it's more like this heel stays open. That's just gonna help the glove have like a longer life, you know? Obviously, I just haven't used this glove as much as this, but my whole point is kind of keeping that wrist a little bit durable often helps it have a longer life. I said wrist, I meant to say heel, sorry. Small detail, but we gotta take off the glove locks first. Like I mentioned, this is actually not available yet, but soon. Now, of course, the whole glove needs clean, but if we're gonna give more attention to anything, it's gonna be the palm. I generally think it's best to go one section at a time, so I'm just gonna go finger, 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 palm, thumb, wet. Just after a quick little wipe, you can see it's dirty. Moving it in a circle makes me feel like it's more effective. You can tell me if I'm wrong. So the glove cleaner like really does start to like bubble up as you're using it. Extremely satisfying. You get to wipe it off and everything. It really makes it feel like I am cleaning this glove. Just imagine how much easier this would be if I didn't have all these laces here. That's why I was saying you typically would unlace the entire glove, clean it, and then lace it back up with new clean laces. Here's another example of why unlacing it really does matter. So I can hardly get back into this web. I really have to try hard to like shove it back in there. It's just underneath the thumb. It's not like it's the end of the world or anything, but without laces, it'd be way easier. Boom, we just finished the palm. Now it's looking good. It's clearly a little bit wet. Let's go to the back side. Something that's gonna be really big is cleaning up our logos as much as we can. This tends to be one of the dirtiest logos. As an infielder, you're swiping through tags and whatnot, picking up ground balls, so we'll focus on that. This is all a little bit awkward, you know? Gloves are not just like a flat piece of leather. They're shaped weird. You have to try to get into the crevices. When you're going to the back, it's especially noticeable. This is all kind of flat for the most part. This gets a little odd. Now, for those who didn't know, the Wilson DP15s also have a tighter wrist than most gloves. So that's why like the DP15 is super popular among youth. I like it. I don't hate it or anything, but it's not like my go-to. I'm gonna go through that one more time, but actually really focus on that logo. I'm also gonna be giving this here a little more attention. That's where he sticks his finger out. Of course, it's gonna be a little bit more dirty just from all the sweating and whatnot. Oh, hand cramp. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we have officially finished scrubbing. So check this out. Clearly filthy. I mean, look at this water. It's disgusting. Oh, and I just spilled it. This really is looking good. You can definitely tell logos are brighter for sure. What I'm gonna do is let this thing dry. I know a lot of laces are undone. When they're wet, I don't like to retime. It just kind of feels weird. So let it dry, then we go condition. The glove is dry. Let's get to it. So in case you didn't know, when you finish up with that leather cleaner, it's actually gonna feel a little bit dry and slightly stiff because that's kind of how a glove feels after it gets wet. So as you can see, that conditioner is about to come in clutch. I mentioned it earlier, I like using a sponge. It's just more satisfying. Just lather it on the palm, use your sponge, spread it around. I typically use a little bit more than I think is necessary. You can do that with Sarna. That's kind of one of the benefits. Kind of idiot proof. I know it's a really small detail, but don't forget about these edges of the fingers that show through the palm. Leather's officially feeling really good. Let's go ahead and do a breakdown on the shape, his break-in, just this glove in general. And he broke it in 2 in the pinky, finger out. You can see it's super wide. Flares going on. Everything about this glove from the outside in looks really good. I have one problem with it though. It has this weird thing where it kind of fans out like this, and it's because the pocket is a little bit too high and the heel is kind of collapsing in on itself. So rather than closing it like this, where your heel stays flat, what the glove is doing is pinching shut, which makes this funnel. It's like a funnel up. You just have less control of the ball this way. It's the glove that's holding the ball, not your actual hand. It's really not the end of the world. That's just me being picky. This is also gonna have a slight effect on picking up simple ground balls. So it's a little awkward to catch things in the actual palm. So on really basic plays, you actually do wanna just hold the ball like this sometimes, but because of that kind of funnel, it wants to push up and out and back up to the top of the web. So rather than me just holding the ball securely, it feels like I'm pinching the ball up. But glove works great. No, this isn't perfect, but it seems like he takes care of his glove at least a little bit because it's in pretty good condition. Not a huge fan of the break-in, but it's not the worst thing in the world. I'm gonna go ahead and give this like a 6.5 to 7 out of 10. Once again, thank you, Bennett, for sending this out. Glove locks are back on there. We are gonna hook you up. A little bit of glove conditioner and then also some Los Reyes sunglasses. I don't know if you're a sunglasses guy, but you get these for free. Thanks for watching.
Thank you for watching. I really appreciate all of your time and commitment to me.